we're not really here to talk about Devil Flyer Black and White Ashcan, but hey, I have it brought up and it's only 30 seconds. Let's watch that bean footage on Choppy Ass Theater. How are you, Darkgift Comics, aka Anthony Romano, aka Sworner of Women, aka Master Bartender, and so many other things? How are you?
I'm doing well, my friend. How are you?
Yeah, I just heard that you came off Finatris to join us, so
Yeah,
that's cool.
yeah. He was doing one of his long morning streams again, and I went on there, had a good time while him and a bunch of other people were yelling needlessly. But
Oh,
that seems to
is
be
he
how
still
some of the streams go.
is he still funny? There's a lot of people that say, well, we kind of like the. I mean, it's not just him, but it's others. It's like, oh, I liked him when he
Oh
did
yeah,
for
yeah.
that, kind of like Bancroft. Oh, I liked it when he did those very time-consuming animated shorts about CG. So,
Those shorts were good. He should do those,
he should. He should do
but
some more.
I never pigeonholed Bancroft to just those animations. I
No, but
always
they were
associate
fun, and
him. Yeah, I always
yeah,
associate him with his streams more so than those. But Finatra did a little bit of a content shift, not drastic. I mean, he still has the panels where everybody's going crazy, but like sometimes he'll just do solo streams too, which I think he works really well by himself sometimes because he'll just pull up random stuff and comment on it and interact with the chat, and it's a good time. I like that he's diversifying his
oh
the way
yeah,
he handles
yeah.
it.
I mean, I've got sort of game show, all kinds of different things in the works. As far as changing up the content and doing things differently on this channel. And also, you know, highlighting just new people, new things, keeping it interesting. You have to keep it fresh, right?
Right. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was getting a little stale. I was tending to do just like Toke Time streams, which are cool,
Yeah.
but it's just like
No.
really a panel of people just shooting the shit. And
Hey,
then
Jonas.
hello Jonas. Um
He's
and then I
joining
was
us from
doing
Sweden. Did you realize he was in Sweden?
I did not know that.
I'm mailing your book tomorrow to you, by the way. Yeah. Hey,
um
Carol.
and I was doing neutral
Bring more,
grounds,
bring
which
more
gets
drama.
crazy. Hey
I mean,
Carol,
hello. I mean,
get back to
hello.
work. Back in the dungeon. Where's Doc? Get the chain back on this woman.
Wow.
Um
First, it started with Judy. Doc admitted it. He was staying over their house, and then Vic's Judy that was banging on the door for a cigarette, and then
oh.
yeah, and then now it's Carol. So
Well, we have
good,
to put her
good.
to work. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Carol. Yeah, put her to work. That's right. She's has she done some coloring for Darkgift Comics per se? I mean, I know she's done some for kind of vicariously for Pariah Blood and Mud. So that's kind of like for Darkgift, isn't it? Because Darkgift
Correct.
is a Rampart Press. Am I right? But it's also Darkgift, right?
Yeah, so
Hey,
Rampart
Mrs. Good
Press is
Stuff.
an imprint currently under the umbrella of Dark Gift Comics, but that could change at Doc's whim. He can take it and make it his own publishing house or
Right.
go and be an imprint for somebody else. But currently, Rampart Press is an imprint under Dark Gift Comics, and that imprint is run solely by Doc.
Okay. So it is his imprint, but
Yeah, kind of like Wildstorm was Jim Lee's imprint under Image, right? You know what I
under
mean?
image.
Or
There you go. Right. Yeah.
yeah.
Carol says a test run. I'm working on something for Apex right now. Ooh, maybe a Fembat or something. I don't know. Yeah, I came up with a good thing to. I'm gonna have a comic be putting together, Anthony, that crosses over uh, much like Dave from Genuine Comics. Yeah, Dave, I stole the idea. Well, I don't know about stole, but yeah, I like the idea of crossing over with the other comic universes. I hate the idea of a multiverse, but
Right.
I think it's some, one and dones or something, sort of what if
Yeah, like an
fantasy, imagine
Elseworlds type of thing. Like,
Elseworlds or imaginary
out,
stories. I think they called them before at DC,
yeah,
and then Marvel had what ifs. Yeah. So
like
I kind of,
outside of canon, right? Like how
well, I
they
mean,
crossed over like Teen Titans and X-Men.
there's so many creators out there like Apex that have great characters, or Eric and Boyd. I don't know if you've seen some, and just what if one of my characters crossed over with one of theirs? I think it would be a hoot, almost
Yeah, no,
like
that's awesome.
amalgamated comics. Where Marvel and
Yeah,
DC they
like my
amalgam.
favorite was pre-amalgamate. Back, like I said, when they did Teen Titans versus the X-Men.
Oh yeah, with Walt Simonson doing the artwork.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite books to this day.
1983, two, yeah, somewhere in there.
Yeah, and then what else did they do? They did Spider-Man versus Superman back in the day. They
Well,
did.
the big treasury editions, right? Did you ever catch any of those of the 70s? Where like
I never got
Superman
one, but
and
I know them. Yeah,
yeah, you know of them, right?
yeah,
But yeah, you like the early crossover stuff.
yeah. Like who else
Batman
did they
and
do?
Spawn later in the 90s.
I was just gonna say Batman and Spawn, and they
A
also
couple of
did
times.
Batman and
A couple of times.
who is the guy who was like vigilante? He was an independent. I think he was from Dark Horse. They did
Uh,
crossed over with Batman. I can't think of his name. It's gonna bother me now. But they
hmm.
did a Batman versus. I keep wanting to say Nexus, but it's not Nexus. Jesus, think,
Yeah,
man,
that's
think.
Steve Rude, Mike Barron type thing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I can't think of it, but yeah, I have it. It's in one of my long boxes.
Have
Like
you
those
been
things were
on what?
cool.
Have you talked to Mike Barron?
I've
Any
been on
on a panel?
a stream or two with him. Yeah,
Okay, I thought you had.
yeah. I was on once with where were we? I think it was over at Pops, to be honest with you. And then I was on another stream with him at some point. But I can't
Out of
remember.
all the creators that are in CG right now, who do you want to work with? And then out of all the creators who are not in CG, who would you like to work with?
Uh, does it have to, like, when you're asking that question, because we just brought up Mike Barron, are we talking about the ex pros or are we talking about anybody?
Anybody, if they're still alive. I mean, Del Keon.
Yeah, yeah. You know what I mean. What I mean is, are we just limiting it to the ex pros, or can I, like, what if I want, like, are we talking about like people like myself, Doc, stuff like that, like
If you
the.
have no, I mean, if you have someone that is not well known that you want to mention, that's fine too.
If we're going with the ex pros, I would say it would be awesome to work with Dale Keown because I'm a huge fan of Dale Keown. Um, or Chuck Dixon.
Yeah.
Uh, um,
Have
if
you
we're
ever been
going
on a
with
panel with Chuck?
yes, and I fanboyed out. But I warned him. I said I'm going to take the next 2 minutes to fanboy out, and then
I asked recently, last week, Mike Barron, who's written more comics, and he said, "Oh, Chuck. Chuck's written a lot more than Mike Barron."
yeah, I think so too.
Yeah,
Um,
I would have if I had, if I had a 50-50 chance to live, I would say probably Chuck. But both of them had done massive amounts of work. I can't
um,
think of when I think of just word count. Chris Claremont, you
oh
know,
yeah, Claremont,
Lynn
yeah,
Wein was a big writer, seemed like a lot of stuff. I mean, I don't know, Louise Simonson. There's some that's written a bunch of stuff over the years.
yeah, but
But I mean, they're
Dixon's
like the
probably
top of the
yeah,
top, it seems like, because they've written just about everything. And when it
yeah. I
comes
would
to
say
Mike, just about every genre. I first found out about him like when it was Badger, doing the Badger.
right,
It was
yeah,
really the
that
80s when we started recognizing names and not just stories and art, and I don't know that a lot of people paid attention to the credits of comics before the early 80s. Some did.
Um, yeah, I mean, John Byrne has to be up there too as not only writer but
Oh yeah.
artist.
Yeah, we think about him as a artist, don't we? But he's really, and Frank Miller, he's done, I don't know that Frank's done a whole bunch, but he does write and draw as well. I mean, he did RoboCop. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, yeah. Um, but if we're going to go to
What was your
like
answer? What was your answer, Chuck?
so Chuck Dixon and Dale Keown, if we're going with like the pros, and then if we're gonna go with like the what I call the rookies, I would like to work with, of course, Rex. You have a great mind for story, so yeah, as a writer, definitely.
Nobody
Um,
ever thinks of me. That's fine. I'm too
I,
busy.
no, I was first thinking of artists, and I
Yeah.
would probably, if I
Oh,
was
you're
gonna
going to be
go,
one of those too. Well, thank you for joining us, and I
I,
tried
I was
because you
gonna
wouldn't know.
thinking of artists. I'd probably in Dillard, um, or see, I've worked with Matt Krotz, so that's off the book. I've
Mrs.
worked with.
Goodstuff says, I want someone to do an Elvis comic. Ooh, you got to go through their estate for that. Believe me. Every time he shakes his hips, his foe faints. Wow. Well, that's an engaging story.
You know, if you wanted to put that together, the person you'd want to talk to on how to handle that, to get advice at least, would be
Mhm.
Charlie's London, because she works with the Charlie
Yeah.
Chaplin estate, so she can kind of probably guide you through the process of how to contact them,
Carol says
how to
Dillard is a
present it.
monster to work with. I don't know about that.
I would like to work with Dillard.
He's
I'd like to.
it's pretty
Yeah.
pretty seamless, the things that we've done together, which hadn't been a lot, but it's been pretty rewarding. Uh yeah, I mean, my friend Elsie over in Tennessee, he and another artist put together this uh stained glass window of Elvis, and they didn't need permission by the estate because they owned the photo. They owned the photo of him with some other famous person, and it was like grandfathered in or something. So they were able to do that, but they are tight locked on any imagery dealing with Elvis.
Right.
Yeah. Believe me, they found out through that they were, but I was like, don't you have to
I,
get their estate's permission?
I was surprised they were. Isn't there a cartoon out now with Elvis as a
Oh, really? Is
character?
it? Really? Oh,
Yeah,
you
I'm
got to get on
surprised that
that,
they were
Mrs.
able to
Good
get
Stuff.
that. Yeah, I was surprised that they got in on it. He's like it's like Elvis meets 007. It's like he's like a
Ooh.
super spy. Yeah. I saw like a trailer for it. I didn't watch it,
Elvis really
but
needed to get in on the spy craze. I think there was one movie where he was kind of like a action type thing, but and he did a western, which was pretty cool. But he should have got on the James Bond spy craze at the time, and Elvis 008 or something. I don't know, something, our man Flint, you know.
right.
Like,
Yeah. Could you see him as a spy though?
yeah, he
That
has kind of like a kid face, but it would have been interesting. Darkgift, Anthony. I mean, uh, Elvis did a lot of things that he kind of did went against type on. I don't mind it. I just want to see Elvis try it and do it. At the end of
No,
the
I get
day, I
that.
think people give Elvis a hard pass because they love him so much.
True.
Who
I think
cares if he's good at it or not? He's just a local boy trying.
that's
Would you
probably
say
accurate.
you're a local boy trying in the CG slums? That's a new show you've got on. Tell us about CG slums a little bit, because I've
CG
not gotten to
Slumlords.
catch any of that yet.
Yeah, it's a topical panel show, right? So it's like I basically took like my panel shows that I have and like actually made it topical. It started off as a goof, um,
Uh-huh.
Like the name CG Slum started off as a goof, and I kind
It
of
was
carried
being
on for
bantered around for a while, wasn't it?
yeah, for about a year. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
I coined the phrase. I think I don't want to take credit, but as
Right.
far as I could search, I'm pretty sure it started because it was back when War Campaign was doing the whole peasants thing, and I just turned around and said we prefer the slums, instead of peasants,
Yeah.
and it
Right.
kind of stuck. And then
No, this is
um,
not the 4 o'clock shadow. This is just a stream before the 4 o'clock shadow, Mike, just to clarify.
yeah, something came up,
Yes.
and oh yeah, Finatra got his bass, and he was writing a bass line, and he wrote a really cool little bass line, and he recorded it, and it was probably like at the time one of the more solid bass lines that he wrote and recorded. So I put a guitar thing to it, and I just put lyrics like slums, right? Because everybody started to associate certain channels with the slums, mine, his, Well Red's, yours, Vic's, all these other channels were
Mhm.
getting associated with the slums. So I just put like some lyrics to it with the anticipation that Sinatra would eventually put a rap over it or something. And I made a little video just for an intro for one of my Toke Time streams because the one that I had kept getting my channel demonetized because I guess now you're not allowed to show imagery of people smoking marijuana on YouTube. Um,
Mississippi.
and
Oh, I didn't.
uh,
Oh, well, when did they start that? Did they start out where you could, and then
I
they?
never got flagged for my intro before, and then finally I started getting demonetized, and I
Uh,
was like, "We didn't talk about anything bad on this stream," and I pushed an appeal. It was held, like they stood by their demonetization on it, and I actually reached out via email, said, "I want to know why," and then the guy goes, "It's because of the intro,"
mm,
and I was like, "Oh, well, that's new because I've been using that intro for like a year and like never got demonetized."
right.
Um, so I used it real quick as like an intro, and it just started to become this thing, and it kind of took on a life of its own. And so we decided to start a show, and I want to grow it. I want to make it so that like maybe it's more than just once a week, like maybe twice or three times a week, kind of like a Timcast IRL type of situation where we're talking about like
Yeah.
pop culture and community stuff. And this way
Which
I can have more people on. I can, because right now there's like 11 of us in the green room, and it's like, that's a
wow.
lot of people to juggle. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So you're thinking of spreading it out?
yeah. Yeah. So this way I can like, maybe like, because not everybody could all, stream on the same nights anyway.
Right.
So if Wednesday's the main show, right? And then I do like a smaller show Tuesday and Thursday, say, right?
Mhm.
Then because we usually go about 3 hours on the main show. If I do like an hour and a half on Tuesday and an hour and a half on Thursday, I'm not watering down the main show, but I can get more people who want to be a part of it on. Like I know Doc wants to come on. I know a couple other people who want to come on. But like I said, right now we got 11 that like once I drop the link, all 11 can show, or only five could show. Like it's hard
Yeah.
to,
Do
So
you drop
I
that
don't
in a DM group? Is that it?
yeah.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and watch the Lightbringer trailer and show them a little bit about what Dark Gift's about, huh?
Yeah, go for it.
Up on Indiegogo now, correct?
Correct.
Although you've been
Yeah.
shadow banned. Uh,
We have been
from
shadow banned.
yeah.
Yeah. Since
Uh,
signups.
Mrs. Good Stuff says I would choose one of these three because of art style. She likes that grungy stuff. Rich Ayala that did Roach Balls. Jason Bascom, absolute unhinged entertainment, right? And Frog G, Statistical Zero. Oh yeah, I think that's who I was. Stato. That's who I was trying to think of the other day. And you say Jason's another artist you'd like to work with. Uh,
Yeah.
didn't he do some sketch cards for one of your campaigns?
He did. He did the print for Hunting Alice and the cover for the Ash Can. And then he did sketch cards for Lightbringer. So we had a couple of sketch card tiers, and he was one of the artists.
Now you
So
play music too, don't you?
I do. I do. I just brought back open mic night again Monday nights. This past Monday was the first one since September that I did. Yeah.
Well, I have a trailer for you to watch. Paul Peterson's trailer here. Uh, I have selfish reasons. I have to go do something real quick, and I know this is a lengthy video, but I do want you to see this. He plays all the guitar in it, Anthony, and afterwards, I want you to tell me if it's any good. Uh,
Okay.
if you what you think about it, because you're into music as much as you are comics, correct?
Correct.
This is Winterland, Call of the Void, campy fun and scary down home horror in the heartland, supernatural happening in the Black Hills. Part one in a four-part saga. Winterland is a story of a small college town in the hills of South Dakota plagued with strange supernatural occurrences of all kinds. The town's de facto defenders turned out to be Winterland's brave animal control officers. Part one in a four-part saga, Winterland is at this point a four-part series. Part one is completed and ready to print. The first issue is a 24-page black and white comic packed full of fun and excitement. So here's the preview trailer. What's the difference between a preview? He says it lasts 5 minutes and this other one. I don't know. We'll play this one. It kind of has that bio feel with the music right from the get go.
Yeah.
Kind of like Docs, somewhat in a different way with the visual.
Winterland is the story of a small college town in the Black Hills of South Dakota plagued with strange supernatural occurrences of all kinds. The town's de facto defenders turn out to be Winterland's brave animal control officers. I hope you enjoy this first issue of Winterland and will sign up for my Indiegogo. The book is basically done, but I haven't picked any, add-ons or anything like that. So if you want to get in early and help me put this campaign together, it would be awesome. And anyway, thanks.
I don't know. Does he have things going on there with the music and everything?
Yeah, I like it. It's very ethereal. I
Yeah,
dig the
yeah.
sound. Yeah. For a trailer, though, I think it's a little long, to be honest with you. But as far as the music goes, I think it's freaking awesome.
Carol says, I want to go on the CG slums, but for reasons,
What reasons? I want to know.
dog shadow chained up coloring, I guess. Uh,
Uh,
maybe the editor can, or now you're the publisher. You're not, well, you kind of edit with Doc, don't you? Kind of
yeah,
the
and
editor.
and
Okay.
then I'll do the final pass, and then
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm lettering too, so that helps.
Okay. For those that might not know Dark Gift Comics and the history, how Dark Gift Comics get started and why? Why Dark Gift Comics?
That why Darkgift Comics is a whole other story unto itself. It was originally supposed to
Oh,
be Midnight Images, but
okay.
but yeah, how I get started. I did. So Mandy Summers popped on the scene. I was a fan. I
Mhm.
always kind of had an idea I
Love
was
you,
going to do
love bug.
something. Um, and then Mandy Summers popped on the scene with Wart the Wizard, and I did what was I was gonna be a variant cover.
Ah,
But then she had like three other variant covers, and I was like, well, why don't I just take that, make it a cover of an ash can, and then do like a little 10 to 12 page story for that. And then that's how that came about. So that was actually my first thing I ever did. Um,
mhm.
and what you call it?
You think she'll
Then
ever go back to Wart the Wizard, or is she too big now?
I don't know, maybe. I think she covered all the stories that she made up with her daughter. I mean,
Oh,
and you
okay.
know the kid's getting older, so I doubt
Not
she's
again.
still making. I doubt she's still making up stories with her, but you never know.
We expect your
Uh,
life choices, Dark Gift. Tree Goblin says. Respect the bulge. What the? Because I'm
we
co-signing fence sitter.
I gotcha. I think he means accept ACCEPT.
Yeah.
We accept your life choices. Got it. Tree Goblin. Yeah, it's the whole trans joke.
Oh,
Um,
oh, okay.
what you call it? What was I gonna say? Oh
Well, you were
yeah, and
talking about
then
Wart the Wizard and in the
right, and
beginning.
then I did my art book. That was like kind of my way of teaching myself how to get print files and stuff
Now, is that
together.
what
Because
you're coming out with on Fund My Comic? Because I noticed you had some kind of portfolio book or something of your stuff up there.
yes, so I originally did a 24 page floppy comic book style floppy art book
Hmm.
that was on Lulu.com. It's still there up until it'll be there for like another month, and then I'm taking it down. Um, so what's on Fund My Comic is going to be the double sized remaster. It's going to be 48 pages hardcover.
Uh,
Um, and it's got the first ever Dark Gift Comics merch on it, which I actually got a couple of samples in. I can show that real quick.
okay. And you say it's currently up for another month on what platform now?
Lulu.com. It's a print on demand kind of stuff.
Okay.
So we got the main logo t-shirt that's
Right
up
on.
there with the Hail the Darksiders, which is what we call my chat. So we
Ah,
got that one. We've got the um, matching hat,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
and then we've got the book logo.
You're going to have to send me that link, bro, so I can buy some birch.
Yeah, it's on the Fun My Comic campaign.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the remastered art book is what's on Fun My Comic, and that those are on there. I have the other T-shirt in the other room. It's got the book logo on the back, on the front, and on the back, it's got a list of all the books. It's got Lightbringer, Pariah, Blood and Mud. It's got the logo for Blood on the bricks, but I've uh, did my editorial publishing duties and have convinced Doc to go with A Damn Dirty Thing. So that'll be switched, and then it's got Broken, which is my book, which I plan on working on once Hunting Alice is done.
Oh, I was going to say, when you have your camera on there and I have you in big, and show us behind you your blacklight posters.
Oh yeah. These are what you can get on the Pariah campaign now. The two on the opposite ends. We got the Golem over there and Elizabeth over there, both colored by Carol. And then in the middle, we have one of two of the Lightbringer tapestries. That's
from Dean, right?
Dean James, correct. He's the one doing the interior pencils.
Who draws the embrace. Yeah.
Yes.
You got a new haircut, bro.
Yeah, I had to do it myself, actually. So I'm going to really call it. Yeah.
Now, with those
tapestries, I don't know what I did.
There's folds in them. If you hang them for 2 or 3 days, right, they straighten out completely.
A couple of weeks. Yeah, a couple of weeks.
Oh, a couple of weeks. Okay. So, because it's like a synthetic, isn't it? Material?
Yeah, it's a poly blend. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
pretty lightweight. Pretty lightweight. Yeah.
Satin. Yeah.
But, pretty durable, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Yeah. The seams are done really well. They have the grommets in the corners, so you don't have to put like pins into the actual fabric. So yeah, you can put them in a frame if you want. I mean, they're the same size.
Put something like that up on a flagpole, couldn't you? With the grommets. Yeah.
Yeah, see, they're the same size as the
Salamandroid poster.
Yeah,
that was done on paper
with the flocking. Yeah, I just got the Kelsey Shannon one hanging here above the desk.
Oh, let me take a look at that now. Wait a minute here. Whoa.
Let me see if I can.
Oh crap! When did that come out?
They're on eBay now.
Oh, they are? Ooh, American Hopper? Is that what that says?
Yeah, it's Cyberfrog riding on a motorcycle.
Wow. That's dope. I've not seen that. Riding through a bunch of Vespas, huh?
Yeah, and he, I mean, you can get them as regular posters or the flocked blacklight posters. So.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Here, you know what, real quick, I'll go grab the other T-shirt so you guys can see it. Hold on one second.
And while he's doing that, we shall watch another trailer by none other than Doc Blaylock, Pariah, Blood and Mud. Let's take a look. Anthony is associated with this project, as you well know.
Revenge, the sweetest morsel to the mouth that ever was cooked in hell.
What you say or the action that you take, just go without your will from the problem that you made. You're the man of your thoughts of miracle legions all around you. Just the things you cannot change in the darkness that's inside you.
Back at today. I love you. Yeah, that last bit I threw in there.
Yeah, so I got, it's got the book logo.
And who designed that? Did you because you designed one and then you redesigned it, right?
Yeah.
The Darkgift logo.
Correct. The other one, the main logo, was done by a gentleman who went by the name Betty Bright Eyes. He's no longer around.
Oh,
He did. Yeah,
Blood
he
on
did
the
that.
Bricks is coming. What is broken now?
Broken is a supernatural book that I'll be working on.
How about Dark of Midnight? Is that just like a reference?
That's the name of the art book. Yeah. So,
Okay.
Yeah, that was basically me giving a little homage to my original screening.
Look at all those wonderful toys. Oh, I see the salamandroid. Look at that long tail. Yeah. What'd you think?
Yeah.
What'd you think about those? I'm
I
still
like
waiting
them,
on my salamandroid.
For PVCs, they're great. Yeah.
Yeah, for PVCs, you bet.
Cyberpunk's a little dusty.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, and then I see you've got some of the old classics there from the 80s. Is that from your childhood? Like Wolverine, Captain America, and
I got two of the old Secret Wars figures. I got Iron Man and Magneto sitting down there.
Yeah.
And then I got my old PVCs, Wolverine, Ghost Rider, Robin, Captain America, stuff. But then, as far as the figures, I've got, you can't see them because they're behind my horror movie stuff, but I got the 89 Keaton Batman figure. I've got.
I see you got the mummy and his sarcophagus down there.
Yeah, I got my Universal monsters down here, and then what I call the new breed up top. So I got Wolfman, Mummy, Son of Frankenstein, Frankenstein bust,
Baby Yoda. Yeah.
I got a little Baby Yoda.
You got a creature from the Black Lagoon somewhere?
Yeah, right here.
Oh, wow. Is that a bank? Is that a vinyl bank?
Yeah, it's one of the bus banks. Yeah. Same thing with the Frankenstein behind
Now,
it.
is that resin or is that vinyl?
I believe.
That is dope. I've not seen that one.
I don't think it's resin. I don't think it's hard enough to be resin.
Yeah, it's probably vinyl, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Oh, that's all right. Put it back. Don't give us a good look at it. That's fine.
Oh, sorry.
Wow, look at the detailing on that. I actually have the gentleman that wore that suit. I have his autograph that wore the suit on land. Yeah, now I noticed Frank back there too. Yeah. Wow. Classic. That's kind of a different look for his face, really.
I think they did it right off of
Boris Karloff, the movie. Yeah.
Yeah. And then
well, I like his posture. That's just like it was in the movie with his neck and everything.
Yeah.
They did a good job of it. Yeah. Were you a monster kid? Now, don't knock over that expensive lens. What kind of lens is that? Is that for a 8mm? What is that?
Oh no, this is a tumbler.
Oh, okay. I thought it might have been a lens.
It looks like a camera lens from a distance. Yeah.
It sure does. Yeah.
And then I've got.
Yeah.
And this guy, my old cat, I had a cat a few years back, and knocked it right off my piano because I had my piano in my living room at the time. Now it's in here, but I had all my busts and stuff on the piano, and knocked it right off. All the fingers broke off.
Oh crap!
And I did a pretty good job.
Glued them back? Yeah, you really can't tell.
Glued them
what
back
about the
on,
other arm there? Is it just tucked?
No, yeah, it's just that's just how it came.
That's the way they made it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's just how it came. And then I've got the two NECAs. I got the mummy, the top of the sarcophagus.
Yeah,
I had like.
NECA's doing a great job with the action figures, aren't they? For a pretty cheap price.
Yeah.
I see. I've got like 4 of the King Kong ones.
Yeah, and then I got.
They have a Wolfman at Walmart right now.
I got.
Oh yeah, Michael Myers. Woo, boy, if he ate
Jason.
Thanksgiving dinner, it would just go right through him. You know what I mean?
I got two. This one This one was given to me, so I don't have all the pieces.
Freddie.
To it. Like, I don't have his hat, but it's from.
Oh yeah, you need to make a little hat for him. Shoot.
Yeah.
Although he looks awesome without the hat.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
you think he cuts his own hair too?
And then I've got
I see you got a on the other side. Oh, I see a cyber frog behind you. You got the cyber frog action figure back there behind
Little killer clown from outer space.
you. Okay, was that? Yeah. Now, now it's a no brainer, isn't it, to have killer clowns from outer space go up against the what was the movie? The Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, would that not be cool? The killer tomatoes against the killer clowns from space.
That would be pretty cool.
Make it happen, Hollywood. We would actually go see that.
And then I've got the Jason from Friday the 13th 2, before he got the hockey mask.
Oh, yeah. Sort of
Yeah.
burlap
Yep.
thrown over him, very scarecrowish.
I will get a Michael Myers eventually.
Now that's
I
a
find one
storm
that I
back
like.
here, isn't it? With their arms raised. I think I've had that little plastic figure, a little storm in the
Where?
white by the box.
Oh no, no.
Oh, that's
That
not storm.
This is Vision. White Vision.
Oh, it is. Okay. Well, I had a storm like that they did a little PVC from. I may even still have it somewhere.
That's why I have him next to the Scarlet Witch.
Ah, yeah. Did you watch the show when it was on?
I did.
Yeah.
It was the only show I did watch, actually.
Yeah. And I see you have a Adam West Batman bank over there by your salamander and everything.
Yeah.
1966. Did you watch that as a kid or in reruns or something?
I did, and I have the whole Blu-ray box set too.
Ooh, and that ain't cheap. That ain't cheap.
No.
I think it's about $250 when it came out or more.
Yeah, I think I got it on sale, but it was still a hefty penny.
Yeah. Now your Drake back there, your duck over your shoulder. Now let's talk about that. They've got a campaign coming up with issue 2.
Yeah, this was let me see if I can get it off the wall. Hold on. There goes my glowing dildo.
Oh wow, yeah, that's the guitar pick, huh? That she made.
Yeah, Rosetta made this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember when she was working on that. That is cool, is it not?
Yeah, yeah.
Now, how did you acquire that, my friend?
They sent it to me because I did the guitar work on the first book's trailer, so they gave it to me.
Wow. And is that acrylic?
I believe it is. Yeah, it feels like acrylic.
Now, did
Yeah.
she seal it, or is it just raw acrylic, or she painted on it? You think?
It's just. I think it's just raw.
Yeah.
I don't think she sealed it.
Could have kind of sealed that with a clear coat, probably. But
Yeah, I could always go to the hardware store and
Oh,
get
yeah.
a spray and spray it down if I wanted.
use the matte finish so it doesn't glare so bad. You know, if you use gloss, it'll glare. Can I see the back of it?
It's just black.
Just
Yeah.
like blackened wood. That's a piece of wood.
Yeah, just a piece of wood. It's
All
got
hand painted. You can see the brushwork. Wow.
yeah.
Yeah. She put a little bit of time in that thing.
And then it says RWD. Oh, Road Warrior Drake 1. Got it. Okay.
They're getting ready to launch issue 2 of that. That does look like an interesting book. Were you privy to get the first book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did.
Did you like it?
I did a lot. It was funny. It was intriguing. I mean, we did a review on Well Read Stream about it, and how do I get this back on here now? There we go.
No.
There we go. There we go. Yeah, we did a review on Well Read Stream. I mean, he obviously had to tighten up some things storytelling wise.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, it was. I liked it a lot, especially if you are privy to his interviews, the Road Warrior Drake interviews, where he like interviews creators and then like puts it to like this animated thing of Road Warrior Drake sitting behind like a desk, like a TV, like a late night TV show or whatever. And he does the
Yeah.
voice, and it's just hysterical. So when I'm reading the book, I'm hearing that voice in my head. Yeah, it's a good book. I would definitely go check it out. I think you could still get the first book. I forget where.
Oh, really? Okay, maybe
I
a
think
private
I think
website.
on his eBay store. I think he uses eBay. I'd have to double check with the last night. Maybe I'll ask him tonight if he's comes on the show.
Yeah, I would definitely like to, check his book out. It looks interesting to me. It looks better than Howard the Duck ever did. I hated Howard the Duck.
Right.
Yeah.
I was never a big fan of the comic. I did like the movie though. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
Never,
Yeah, I did.
Never admit to that in public.
Come on, it had
No,
what's her
it-
name and her
I guess
friggin'
it
bra
was
and
fun.
panties in one scene. Come on.
Sean
well-
Penn? Who?
No, what's her name? The chick who played the mom in Back to the Future.
Oh yeah. I remember her. Yeah. Were you hot for her? Is that it?
I had a little crush on her when I was a kid. Yeah.
Little crush. Yeah. Who else?
Actress wise,
Yeah. How about that one that rides the mechanical pony? You know
I don't
that one?
remember that one.
I
No.
don't remember that one.
Yeah, he's got them on eBay. Here, let me,
Oh, okay. Under what?
I'll give you the link. Hold on. Visit shop.
Okay.
Uh,
Definitely want to check that out.
copy. Private chat. There you go. It's in the
So
back.
what's the future of Darkgift looking like? Darkgift Comics.
It's-
What in the
look at-
foreseeable future's coming out? Because y'all are going to be shutting it down on Indiegogo. I know as far as Docs is concerned, but how about your other projects and everything? Take us through the rest of 2023. What's going on?
finishing up Hunting Alice and getting that out the door.
Yeah.
Which I finally was able to remove. Excuse me. I was finally able to remove the main obstacle in my way on that one, so now I can work on it.
Was that a 2021 project, or does it go back that far?
Yeah, it does. There were a lot
Yeah.
of bullshit behind the scenes on that book. And then we've
The
got
Life
a
of
damn
a
dirty,
Publisher, folks.
a damn dirty thing coming out.
Right.
Which I think that's what we're going to talk about today when we do our meeting. We're going to talk about
How
when we're
quick's
gonna
that gonna
pull-
come out though? That's coming right on the heels of Pariah, Blood and Mud.
correct. That's what we got to figure out. Like when we're obviously when we're taking Pariah off of Indiegogo, we're going to want to do an official closeout stream. So we got to plan that, and
Right.
and then we still have to put the material together for the campaign for a damn dirty thing. But I think we have most of it together, to be honest with you. I got to talk we're going to talk about it tonight when I meet with Doc. And so that should be soon. Within the next month or so. I don't want to promise anything. Doc
Right,
sometimes will say one thing and then he'll think about it and then change his mind later. So I feel like the last time we talked, he was thinking within the next month or so, but I'll confirm that because I'm going to need to start working on building the campaign page. So I need to know when he wants to launch and stuff. So
Any
so
chance
we got-
of doing a Darkgift crossover with Momentum Comics? Ever?
sure. Yeah. I mean, if it's a property that's not mine, like Docs or something, I mean, obviously talk to them and then we can work out.
Right. So what properties
something.
do you have yourself? You have Hunting Alice.
Well, Broken is going to be my main one. That's going to be like what kicks off the actual Darkgift Comics universe as far as what I'm
Uh-huh.
publishing. So,
Carol says I'm waiting on the cover to color for that. When's that going to be? I need to know. Hey, we were
waiting
just
on-
talking about you and showing off some of your work back there of the what was the Drake called? The duck?
Road Warrior Drake.
Road Warrior Drake. Yeah, your guitar pick you did, Eagle.
So yeah, so Broken's gonna be pretty cool because Broken's gonna be.
Cool.
It's this. Give you a little backstory. It's a supernatural horror story, and it takes place about 50 years in the future. Maybe not that. Maybe I'm debating whether it's gonna be 30 or 50 years. I haven't quite narrowed that down yet. But not too distant future, but not not like 5 years from now. It's gonna be and in this future, this alternate future, it's basically dystopian in a sense where the existence of like nocturnal monsters became known, vampires, werewolves, stuff like that. They decided not to hide in the shadows anymore, and they kind of came out and basically started running rampant on the earth.
Oh, she does say it has a silver coat on it. Your guitar pick. Sometimes it comes out thin, where you can't really notice it. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like kind of trying to look to see like if I could see like the rays. Sometimes you could see the rays in the sealer. And did you ever see the show? It was like a continuation of the movie, that movie with the angels. Remember that movie? I can't think of the name of the movie now either.
Legion?
It was Legion, yes. And then they had a TV show that was called... I forget what the TV show was called, but it was a continuation of it. And in that movie, like, angels, like, basically took over the earth, and, like, each city was its own, like, oasis. And then outside the cities was, like the no man's zone. You know what I mean? Very similar concept to that. And we follow this young witch who doesn't know she's a witch at first. She's a freshman in college, just living her life within the city. Like at this point, life has kind of gone on normal within the gates of these cities.
Mm-hmm.
But outside, it's like fucking insane. And her baby sister is a main component of the story. And we run into a vampire named Draven, who...
Ooh, that's a great name.
Yeah. And that's like my little homage to The Crow from the movie.
It's been a long time since I watched The Crow. I need to rewatch it.
Yeah, in the comics, he didn't have a last name, but in the movie, they gave him the last name Draven, Eric Draven.
I see.
Yeah.
And that was kind of set in the future, too, wasn't it, The Crow?
No, it was loosely based. It was like one of those things where it's like it could be any time period. Like...
okay, yeah.
They just... Yeah. But anyway, so this story, she meets up with this vampire who's kind of like... he's not into like let's kill all the humans type of thing, but he's also not like let's be buddies with the humans. He's just kind of doing his own thing. Mm-hmm. But he meets up with her, and then he kind of gets sucked into her little quest that she's on, and then we learn like the history of like the werewolves. There's different types of werewolves, breeds. There's elders who can be like in this. It's going to be this whole thing, but in it we're going to get introduced to a character. So I found my old binder of all my old stuff that I did when I was younger, which like the artwork is not the greatest, but like the character.
But the ideals and concepts are still there. Last questions for you, Anthony. Are you interested in the spiritual, the occult, because the light bringer, angels, we talked about monsters and
I actually do like to read up on religions and stuff like that. So yeah.
What some religions have you kind of looked into? Besides Christianity, of course.
Judaism, Islam, Buddhism, a lot of pagan stuff like Wicca, Norse, Celtic,
Taoism.
Druid, Taoism. That's more of a philosophy, but yeah, Taoism.
Yeah.
Um,
Have you ever read
but yeah.
Art of War?
No, I
The
have
Art
not
of War.
read Art of War.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a copy. I've not read it.
I'm told
but
I
it's got a
should.
lot of good advice, for life.
Will there ever be a dark gift plot in Broken? I don't understand what he means by dark gift plot. Are we talking about like vampires? Sorry, I got distracted.
That's fine. Gable's always good at doing that, get thrown.
If he elaborates on what he means, I can answer it.
Yeah.
I had a team of monster hunters I created when I was younger called the Dark Riders or something like that. And in Broken, we're gonna meet one of them, like the surviving one. I won't say who. But obviously 30 years older. The concept of a dark gift. I mean, the dark gift is like just being transformed, right? So I mean, that's going to be a little bit a part of it, I don't think I'm going to focus too heavy on that, but what you call
Carol
it?
says, "What is the dark gift?"
The dark gift is being
Spoilers.
turned. Yeah, it was coined in the Anne Rice Vampire Chronicles. It's what Lestat calls being turned. So yeah.
Well, Anthony, we've got about a minute, before the 4:00 shadow. So I want to thank you for coming on. I hate to cut it short.
Oh, absolutely. No, absolutely.
I've got Dr. Mask. If you want to come on with Dr. Mask, you're more than welcome to talk comics with us. But
I gotta run and take care of some things and get back to meet up with Doc. So I would totally jump on. But thanks for having me on. And guys, go snag up some Pariah Blood and Mud and Lightbringer before they come down off Indiegogo, and go sign up for go over to For My Comic, look up Dark of Midnight. You'll see the link for the sign up, and if you sign up, you'll get a discount code for your purchase on Dark of Midnight when that launches. And,
cool.
Again,
thank you
thanks
again, Anthony.
You got it. Take care.
You too. And join us here in just now on the 4:00 shadow.